Hello everyone, this is Shiv. After working for around 7 to 8 years in ServiceNow world and did provide corporate training to multiple organizations and also played a role in implementing ServiceNow over there in different industry like BFSI, uh, I can say the pharma uh, and manufacturing, all those, right? So now what I want is I want to help the larger audience with uh, series of training recording where I can demonstrate how ServiceNow works in real time, right? It's not a conventional way of learning module by module, but we will only go through what matters. After all analysis with different organizations, what I found is the companies are looking for engineers or I can say administrator to develop a custom application in their premises, right? So we'll explore the very popular module of ServiceNow called App Engine Studio, right? So it will have a series of, I think, a session. Maybe we'll try to complete in 3 to 4 sessions of half an hour each session. Let's start with the first part. Uh, to start with, everyone whoever want to learn this should request one instance from ServiceNow. That's called PDI, Personal Developer Instance. That you can do once you log in into a portal called developer.servicenow.com as free account, and after logging you can request for instance. So it will take maybe half an hour, and by that time you will get the instance. The request would be like when you request instance, you have to choose the release. So always try to choose the latest one. For this, my case, I did request with the Zurich, that's the latest one. Let's, without any delay, let's jump into the application and understand how the AES works to create a custom applications. Uh, I did create on I did uh, click on my instance, and of course you will have a admin and the password. But since already I logged in before this session, so we'll have a session available, and it will not ask me for any login stuff. Now, by take you to the screen where you it talks about ServiceNow Studio. They are all every release they come up with some new thing for developing the, but AES is still popular and lot of companies still use the AES to develop their custom apps. This is the model I'm talking about. Build low code apps quickly. Let's go to that. Plan is we'll create one custom application called leave management system, and that system will have completely enterprise level uh, app where we have a table, we have all the validations, we have the uh, requested view, we have the manager approval process integrated, everything together will have app ready, right? So for that, if you see, AES will have many options: add a table, add experience, and add an automated flow. Just I talked about approval flow, right? That will go into this bucket. So we'll start with the adding a table because that's always the brain behind all the thing that works in service now. So when you add a table, automatically view also gets created. But for our leave management, we'll think about how rich experience that we can give it to our employee to apply the leave. So let's first create a table, create from scratch. Of course, you also can do from template, but first let's learn what is how to do from scratch, and then you can leverage the feature that coming out of the box for the app creation from template. Let's go with scratch. All right, I'm giving a name like leave management system. Let's make it blank description and logo. I don't think it matters much for now. Now, what all role you want for this application, right? So what I'm looking for is one is manager who will approve the role. Other one is employee who will request the leave, and also one HR admin basically who can do the back end part like assigning the leaves or managing the leaves things. Generally is being done in all the organizations, right? So let's choose some description. It's like a manager, and this is the employee. It's not mandatory. You can keep it like that, but yeah, just for kind of better readability, we are adding a description to that. Continue. So my role creation is done. Now I need to create a table. So this table we will create a name like so it going asking me to go to dashboard. From there we can manage all the things that we need. So let's come to data section, and here we need to create a table. So when I create a table, right, there are two options. You can create basically three options. We can do from a spreadsheet, that suppose you already have all the table defined in one Excel sheet that you want to bring it to ServiceNow application, right? You can do this feature. But yeah, just for learning, let's do from a blank table. Create a blank table, click on continue, and now two options: create a new table, or you want to use the extension. Basically, when you need something called approval, right, I would recommend to use the create from extensible table. And we have a very good table that has all approval flow working. That's a task table. So always try to do this only if you need complete approval process, right? Click on continue. What table name you want? We want leave management system, right? So that will be my table name. This is a label basically, and backend name will be leave management system. This is a prefix of the table that basically it's a custom app, right? We want extensible. The answer is no. Do we want auto number? The answer is no. Let's click on continue. What role you need to manage this table? So what we want is our employee should have only option for creating the record in this table. Means they can apply the leave, they can read it, of course they can write it, but they can't delete it. Similarly for manager, I just want them create, read, write, because they are also employee of the company, right? But HR admin should have all the option, even they can delete the record if they want. So let's go and create the table now. So once we create a table, this is extended from task table. We have the table ready. After that, we need to create the experience, right? So this table uh, will have what field. So in our leave management system, we want to create few field, right? How you will receive the input from the employee. That field we need to have in the table. So one is like we need a start date, we need end date, we need a region, and also we need uh, like a leave type maybe. That four thing we basically need to create a record. Let us add it in this table. So click on the table. All right. So we got it. Now let us create the field called employee, that this who is applying for the leave. So we'll have a employee. So what type of field this will be? So ServiceNow is having like some native type in the form of a string or a number, right? But this is not a normal field. What we want is whoever is logged in, right? It will have some record in a table that is existing in ServiceNow called sys user, right? So we want this field of type reference, means this comes from a table called sys user. So all the employee must be a record in a sysuser table in ServiceNow. That's what the model we are looking for. So let's go with the table here. We have to provide the table name. So we choose the sysuser table. I think we have to choose it. Basically, if you give user, it should come automatically. Yeah, user. Okay, right. Perfect. So this is there ready. Now what we want is a start date, end date. So let's create a start date of type date, date. Uh, yes, and then we need end date. It's a type of date again. So we are just doing the field creation. We need one more field called leave type. Basically, we want this field to be a choice type, right? We don't want free flow text because user can enter some different type of text and that will create a problem in the backend. Let's create a choice type. So when we create a choice, we have to provide the choice with two options. Drop down without none and drop down with none. What we want? We want without none. We don't want our leave type should be a none type, right? So let's create this one. And then we have to enter the choices. We can have multiple things, but let's uh, create a three type, personal, casual, and sick leave. Just remember what we are doing. We are just adding three types of leave, personal, casual, and sick. All right, done. Our field is ready. We can also have form view and all, but we don't want user to come here and use it in form view. That may be for different purpose. What we want is we want to give a very rich experience to fill the uh, this lived apply the lived. So we'll explore a concept of catalog, right? So what we want is we want user to create a record in this table. That's what the ultimate goal of an imply, right? How to create a record in this table. There can be multiple way, but that term in ServiceNow called as a record producer. That comes under service catalog module. Even though you are not familiar with this, no problem. We are learning from scratch. So if you see this, your app, you have a data ready. Now we need to come to the experience level. So experience, there's a form view that automatically available, but we are not using that. We want a rich experience in the form of a record producer. And by that virtue, you will also learn how to create a record producer to insert a record into the table, right? So let us create that. Click on add. So when we go for experience, we have different type of experience that we can create. Uh, Workspace, catalog item, record producer, portal, mobile experience. For this use case, to insert a lead from the UI, we need a record producer. We'll go with that. Let's click on begin. So it asks you that what is the name of this. So record producer name will be applied leave. We want that employee should see this name for applying, right? Let's click on continue. So they will create one record producer. Now we can click on edit to visualize how it will look like, right? So let's go to that. All right. So this is called a basically this interface is called as a catalog builder that got integrated with the App Engine Studio, right? Here you will create all this detail. So apply leave is our name. So description we can provide that for leave application. All right. Now we need to create destination. Destination is something that once user submit this record producer, it will insert the record into which table. So for us, the table is X underscore. This is from leave application, right? This is our table, leave management system. All right. Now location, we need to keep it as part of certain catalog and certain category so that user can search this particular RP from the portal, right? So we'll put it as part of service catalog. That's basically a default catalog. Everybody use it. So let's create service catalog. And category, we can use it anything, but let's keep it as part of can we help you? That's very generic uh, category that we use. We'll not deep dive into what is category, what is catalog. That's again service catalog module that I'm planning to cover as part of different series. But for the time being, we just understand that when we create a record producer, we need to attach it to certain catalog and certain categories. Now the question part. So when employee comes to apply for leave, what question they will see in the screen? So that we have to add it here. Now, one thing is very critical to understand here. When they form the field, they fill the form, sorry, uh, that particular question will be inserting a record into the table, right? So when we create a question, mind it, we need only four input: the start date, end date, right? And also the imply. Basically, we'll see what imply means. And imply, start date, end date, region, plus our leave type. So four questions we need to create. Let us see how can we do it. So first one is imply. So what we want is, we want imply questions should be automatically filled by the logged in user. For that, we have a option here in this interface of type called requested for. This will be automatically filled by the logged in user. So you don't have to do it. Now we have to map this field. So this question, right? So label would be like imply. This question will be mapped with which field from the table that we have to add it here. Of course, it will map with the imply field that we have in the table. All right. Do you want to make it anything else? I don't think we need. Simply we'll go to insert question. We are not going to again all the tab to make you understand. That's a separate topic for catalog builder. That also I will plan a different series for understanding the catalog builder in detail. We'll go to insert question. Now, second question we'll do is uh, the start date. It will be a date type. So date type will be something like this. We'll have again, we have to map it with what field we should map it, a start date field. So start date will map with the start date field from the table. So we just want to give start date. We want to make it mandatory. That's very much required. So we'll go with the inserting of a start date. Similarly, we'll create for a new field called new question of end date. You can have a question that why do we create a question again? We already have field in table, but the answer is we need basically because this is a record producer. This is like we are doing for UI view, right? Whatever will come in UI, and once user submit this UI, this will be linked with particular field from the particular column from the table, and will insert record over there. So this is our end date. That also will be mapping with a field called end date. So we are doing that. End date will be mapping with the end date. All right, it should work. End date, right? And the label will be end date. So let's make it. This is how the UI will show. We are just inserting it. Oh, we have to put the name. I think we missed it. Table field, what name? Okay, it's must be date. All right, so we are inserting the question. We need two more. One is called for the region, and one the leave type. Leave type is of type choice. We need to have a choice type, and this is a drop down fixed value. We don't want, so basically we have to create again the same choice that we did there. So we need to map it with the leave type. So we have leave type, and here also you can put any name. No need to be same name because we are creating the map here. Type of leave. This is also mandatory. Yes, we need to put it. Here we need to create the choices. Very simple. The way we did create there. One is called personal, casual, and sick. All right. So let's have a created. One last is a type will be a text, but it will be a type of multi-line. We want to collect the multi-line input. map to a field. We have a field called region. So let us map with the region field. There is oh, we did seems we did not create the field for region. All right, so we have looks like we have only okay. So I didn't tell you why these all extra field came, right? These all field came because of the task table that we extended it. We'll understand what is the importance of it because once we create the approval flow, so we do not have. So we did create a leave type, a start date, end date. Okay. Let us do it now itself. I think I'm doing to and fro, but better create it. So we need a region field basically. The region field. It will be a type of a string, but we'll increase the size to 400. And to do it, we should first save it. Then only it will reflect in the record producer, right? So here, if you go it now, basically it should show me region field. I think we have to refresh it once. All right, so we'll have to let me see if it starts showing here. Yeah, I think now it should able to show it. Sorry for that. Need to create a field called region, and that will be mapped with the region field. So it came nothing. So this is the all we need. Insert question. So we have five questions ready. Now you want to see how it will look like. Click on preview. So in portal, this will look like uh, this type. So apply leave, and it will show you for who is applying for. I am my admin, so I'm showing admin, but whoever will log in will show with that user start date, end date, type of leave, and region. So that is how this form will look like. Very good. So we are good with that. Let's submit your record producers. So our two things is ready. We have a table ready and we have our experience ready. So let us uh, see what we need. So for this leave application, right, we want to only be allowing for employee, right? Not that anybody should come and do it. So whoever is having the employee role, they only should able to submit this leave, right? So to do that, let us let's go to simplifies. Okay, so we already have three. You see, this is a role that we did create, correct? Manager, employee, and all those, right? So let's do that in the okay. Suppose I am an employee, I want to submit the leave. Now, where should they go to? So our experience is nothing but a portal experience that we just did create. So for that, basically we have to go to instance. I'm just showing that how automatically this apply leave will be available for employee to submit the leave. If you go to portal, under a catalog, we can search it here, or you can search it within the categories also. Like whatever you just did create, apply leave will be available in the portal. So this is what we did create, right? Form for leave application, and employee can come here and submit the request. You see that whatever. So basically, whoever is logged in, right, they will be able to automatically come and see their name, the start date. They can pick it up. Let's suppose this one and this one, right? So type of leave, region, this is for what? Yeah, it was anything. So we are doing it. Uh, these are all mandatory field automatically came. I think we forgot to add for ended, but yeah, you can add it. Casual, you submit it, your leave is submitted. So with 20-25 minutes of effort, we able to at least create first part like table is ready and employee is able to submit the leave. We have to do a lot. We need to integrate the flow designer so that once employee submit the leave, it will go for auto approval. And also we have to add modules, and also we have to enable how to add the leave from backend, how the deduction works. So a lot of things to do. But to start with, this is the first part of the AES. We'll create a second part where we'll talk about the module and the approval flow. Thank you, everyone.